Alright, well, we're going to do another hot hive setup. This is actually that queen that we had set up last year that did really well. Ended up making 2 nucs, 60 pounds of honey. It swarmed, huge swarm, and then I ended up splitting it. I mean, very, very productive. But anyway, I got the queen. This is a 3-year-old queen. I ended up bringing it over here because I want to turn it into one of my breeder queens, but I still got plenty of honey in there. That's all honey. I probably haven't even started using it yet. But anyway, we're going to set it up with another hot hive setup. If you keep the mites under control, it works really well. I got one of the Man Lake feeders. I put this in here, these boards, so we can keep the heat in the center. I had to fur out the sides because this is an 8-frame feeder. And it actually fits really good here. Not bad at all. Awesome. So we were going for, make sure I'm centered here, right? Now what we want to do. This is a mixture of sucrose and some honey, and I heated it up a little bit. These are gonna love it. Oh, it smells yummy. Why am I doing this? I don't know. We're playing with it. It works really good for Rick Williams. I know that. We definitely want this hive to winter because we want to. Oh yeah, I already got bees coming up through the center. Alright, where's the... Cut some pieces of plywood going first. Bees are already coming up over. Alright, cool. Looks like they're doing good. I'll put this on, huh? Like this. Like that. Man, the picture here, how's it going? Yeah, it's going good. That's what we got so far. I didn't build it like the other one. I'm using just a 2.5-inch screw. It's made for metal roofing. It's got a little washer on it. Up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's not how I want it. That's not how I want it. Better off having it a little bit higher than we want it. Doesn't have to hurt to have a little air gap in there. Oh, now it's hanging over. What am I doing here? There we go. We'll get it together here. We'll just tack everything for now. And then, I guess we want to put the back on. this setup, the bees aren't going to cluster. They don't cluster. They just stay warm in there. They don't eat a lot either. They don't need to use much energy. They don't eat until they start making brood. Some think, well, the more active they are, the more food they eat. Well, it's not necessarily true. The more, might not flip that over. The more they brood up, the more food they eat, actually. That's what I find anyway. This thing's got a little bit of a work to it. Let's flip it over. There we go. This one's a little bit long. Cut a few inches off. Works good. Just a little experiment. See how it turns out. Ideally, you just get poly boxes and then you just have to insulate the feeder. If you had regular those poly boxes, you wouldn't have to do all this. Probably be cheaper in the long run to have poly boxes, but it's a good little experiment. Fun to play with stuff. Last year I did like all my hives. That was a big mistake. A lot of them had mite problems. They developed a mite problem. I didn't do the feeder either. There. The box has a one by handle on it, so that's why I got to do this. I got this big old piece of foam. It's definitely too big. I hate to cut it because it's a nice piece of foam, but We need to cut it. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. It's going to be a good breeder queen. I haven't pulled any larvae off this one yet. I think it did pretty good mite-wise too. I mean, last winter didn't build up with mites like the other ones did. So. Put this big old thing in here. Come back in January, end of January. We'll give them another shot of liquid. Or maybe I'll wait till February. That cover the back. Yep, pretty good. Okay. All right. Got one more to do after this. Bees are gonna love it, that's for sure. It's really important when you do these, you want to make sure you got more insulation on the top. Because that way when moisture builds up, it's going to go to the coldest wall, which will be either the front or that side. This is 2 inches. This other side, 1.5 inches. Or it'll go to the whichever one don't have the most insulation. If you put it out, if we didn't have a lot of foam on top, then the moisture would collect up there. Then when it got a little bit warmer or whatever, of course in here it's really not going to get below freezing, so it would drip. Even if you did like wood chips or something, eventually it's going to drip at some point. I mean, unless you change it out every day or something. But it's something you just put less insulation on one wall and you got to worry about it. It's going to be a good breeder queen. She's old. She hasn't really had a problem with mites. Very extremely productive. I mean, most egg-laying queen you ever see in your life. I mean, and I really didn't get to see the honey production. Of course, the year before that, it did good on honey. Like we did 120 pounds average in that yard. So, yeah, it made honey. Look. I'm sure honey-wise, but when you're taking nucs from it all the time and splitting it and doing this and that. Look. The swarm made a lot of honey, I know that. That swarm was so huge I couldn't even move it. I just left it I just put it inside this 10-frame box and I just left it there and brought it back here in the fall. It's a beautiful, I mean, it's a big old honking buckfast queen. She's just beautiful. Big old gator butt on her, boy. Gator tail, she's huge. I guess that's it. Nice, beautiful sunny skies. No, actually, it's something about you guys in the south. You really don't understand it, but up here, it's fresh snow. It just like dampens all the sound, and it gives you this feeling like I don't know how to explain it. It's just a peaceful feeling when it snows, you know. And we play in it. I mean, like my grandkids were just sledding and stuff. I mean, we ice fish and check the creek for a minute. There's a school out in the middle of pikemen over here. But you probably won't see them. There's a hole right there. There's trout in this creek too. Mink, beaver, you name it. A lot of muskrats. Yeah. There's our other hive setup. The one we did the other day. I'm going to do that other one. That buckfast queen I got from Florida. She's doing really well. I've only got one of her left. She's really a good queen. I'm going to set her up too, but I'm going to have to add another box to that because they're only in 2 mediums. And they're like at their limits. But there's that other one that we set up the other day. I'm sure they're doing just fine and dandy in there. Anyway, I guess this video is getting kind of long. So, well, everybody, good luck with your bees. 2021. It's going to be a great year for honeybees. We're going to post a lot of stuff, a lot of queen rearing, and we're going to grow the operation by about 300 colonies. So we'll be doing a lot of splitting and a lot of queen rearing. I'm building Queen Mountain, I'm calling it. This huge queen rearing apiary up on the top of this hill. It's going to look out across the valley. It's going to be some pretty interesting stuff coming up. So hang with me.